Hey, how y'all doing? This is Rosie here, Rosie's Garage. Today we're going to expand on a topic that I went over about a year ago, and I ended up changing it a little bit. Now, you notice there's no seat on the bike, and the reason is I'm doing an 8-seat comparison, and then at the end of this I'm going to tell you which ones I'm keeping, which ones I'm going to be selling, and go from there. So let's go over, and you'll see I'm in the middle of a home project, so I'm doing some stuff. That's why I've been busy not doing videos. You'll notice there's only 7 seats here. One of them is a Saddlemen road sofa, which I no longer have, but I do have a video on it. So I wanted to kind of go over what these are, their size. First one is on the left, working left to right. It's the OEM Road Glide ST and Street Glide ST solo seat. Thing is terrible, has no support. It's just a bad seat. Second one, this is a Corbin Solo Classic with a backrest. I actually got this one on eBay, and I haven't ridden more than a couple of blocks with it because I'm waiting for the supporting bracket. But so far, pretty good. Almost the same seating position as my custom-made Corbin with the backrest. This is a dual tour, and it's a heated dual tour, and it's amazing, but we'll move on. Over here is a custom-made seat I had done based on a Street Glide seat, Road Glide seat, whatever you want, with some extra padding and everything else in there. Next to that is a Corbin Widowmaker. Now, the Corbin Widowmaker, and that's this guy, excuse the dirty shoes there, that's a really great seat, and I love the seating position. Unfortunately, the padding, it really only lets you go for about an hour or so before you get uncomfortable. Next one over here, it's a San Diego Custom / Saddlemen step-up seat, touring seat with the backrest. Cool looking seat, never found it super comfortable. And at the very end, and I'm sure you all are familiar, that's a stock Street Glide seat. So you can see what they look for and how large they are, and we'll kind of go this way now so you can kind of get a better view. And yeah, I have a weird obsession. And like I said, the last one, which is not in this part of the video, would be a Saddlemen road sofa. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the seats on the bike so you can see what they look like, let you get an idea, and then I'll tell you my point of view at the end. Okay, first up is the stock solo seat, which actually doesn't look terrible. I literally have ridden this with this seat for less than 100 miles. I hated it. Comfort-wise, it was terrible. This padding just goes right down to the seat base within a half hour or so. But you can get an idea of what it looks like on the bike. Okay, so this is the second solo seat I have, and this is the Corbin Solo. Actually pretty comfortable. I haven't done a long ride on it yet, like I said earlier. But it looks pretty good. I think it compares in look to the stock seat without being uncomfortable. Seating position's definitely a little bit better, and it's much more supportive. Also, additionally, it's kind of cool because it has a little lock set up there that you just actually lock it into place. Okay, so third on our list is my custom-made Corbin Dual Tour. This is the heated Dual Tour, without question, and it's a very cool seat. However, I will say without a tour pack on it, it does kind of have this, you know, it's made for your passenger to be super comfortable, but it doesn't really help the sleek lines of this bike. But sometimes you give up stuff for other things, and hence the need for other seats. So this is my custom-made Street Glide, Road Glide seat with a little bit of kind of cool stuff on it. This actually I had done when I had my 19 Ultra. Very comfortable seat, definitely an all-day riding seat, but I didn't like the riding position. Okay, next on our list is the Corbin Widowmaker. So I'm gonna say, and it's kind of weird, and I'll just say it right now, riding position-wise, this is the best of the bunch. It put me in the exact right spot. It's a little bit lower, and really, really like this seat. Downside is this seat is, you know, unlike the other Corbin seats, this is really like maybe a few hour ride seat. After that, you start to get a little bit of butt burn. It's better than OEM, but I think after all day, you'd be sorry that you didn't have a different seat. If you're looking in the looks department, the Saddlemen Step Up, I think, in my opinion, is probably the best looking seat. The downside for me is I never got comfortable, and the back support it offers, even with that little silly backrest thing, was next to nothing. But it looks fantastic. Now this seat's probably familiar to most of you. This is a standard Street Glide seat, nothing special. And I think everybody knows the pluses and minuses of this seat, but if you don't, looks decent, relatively comfortable for a short ride. The riding position's a little off for what I like. But the big problem with these seats is they're 45 minutes in, you're feeling the seat pan, and in about 2 or 3 hours, you're begging for mercy. So we're naked again. What? Anyway, we're naked again and kind of get another view of all the seats. Going down, they're not exactly in the right position. I just kind of threw them back on the ground, but gives you an idea of the width of each seat. If you take a look at the Saddlemen step-up seat, it's much thinner than all the others. This guy also here, the Corbin, this guy, Widowmaker's also a little bit thinner width-wise, which is probably one of the reasons I like it so much. So the question is, which one's the best? Well, best is obviously a subjective term. For overall comfort and all-day riding, hands down the Dual Tour, especially when I throw my backrest on there, which you can't actually see. There's the backrest, and it just slides right over in here. It goes in this little hole there. But anyway, hands down for comfort, nothing even comes close to that. Looking forward to, I got to get the right part for this so this thing can lock into place for the Solo, that guy right there. I'm hoping that one's almost as comfortable or pretty darn close to it. So that way when I don't have a tour pack on the back and I just want to go cruise, that'll be my other two. Which ones do I not give a crap about, or do I hate? Hate the Solo seat. The only reason I keep it is when I wash the bike, I throw that thing on there to protect everything underneath without ruining my seat. That's the only reason I still have it. The custom seat is really comfy, but it looks, first of all, the colors don't match and kind of, I don't know, bubulous maybe? I don't know what the word is. I'm on the fence on this guy. The Widowmaker looks good. It's super comfortable. I love the riding position. The Saddlemen step up, best looking seat, hands down. I love the finish on it. It looks great. Oh, by the way, one of the things I forgot to mention, that step up seat is not for passengers. Unless your passenger is going a mile down the road, they're gonna hate you for it. It is so uncomfortable, apparently, from the passengers I've had on it. Just not even, they would rather just not go. And then of course you have the stock seat, which I'm gonna sell also. So I'm gonna be selling that guy. Gonna be selling that guy. Probably gonna sell the custom seat, but I don't know if it's worth selling. It's probably, probably gonna sell the Widowmaker. And then I'm just gonna end up keeping these three seats that are on the left all the way on the end, and everything else I'm gonna get rid of. The road sofa, by the way, since I didn't comment on it, I hated the way that thing looked without a tour pack. It made the Dual Tour look like a small seat. And it never broke in and never got comfortable. So that was definitely on the far right of the list with the other Saddlemen seat, which unfortunately, they make good looking seats, nice finish, but can't get comfortable. The other problem I have with the Saddlemen seats is they have that gel core, or whatever they call it, for their vibration damping and supposedly some of the cushion. They get super hot if they're sitting in the sun for like an hour. You go somewhere, go grab a lunch, you get out, and your butt is boiling. 2 strikes against that seat, 3 strikes if you count that. You really can't ever use the rear seat. Looks great, but everything else I don't like about it. Anyway, thanks for watching Rosie's Garage. Appreciate y'all, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't before, please subscribe. I do appreciate it. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, which I think would get me somewhere around $10 a month. So help me out. Talk to y'all soon. Keep the rubber side down. Peace.